Hello, everybody. I haven't spoken to you guys in like a month, 2 months. I'm not sure. I lost track of time. But in a sudden moment, it's like as if a wave of motivation just passed through me as I was reading my book, and I was like, you know what? Let's just make a quick video. So here I am, making a video. The only reason why I haven't been making any is because of so many things that I have kept to myself for a long time. Like, I didn't even update TikTok about it because I feel like a lot of the things that happened to me for the past few weeks have been quite major. And I'm sorry if you can hear a cat scratching because I just got a new cat, which is also something that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in a short while. But the last time I kind of like gave you guys a life update was Chibi, come. Yes. So one of the main reasons why I kind of like I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Last time I sat on my bed and I talked about like a bunch of stuff about like my burnout with like my career, like the process of trying to apply for a new job, things like that. I got a new job. I am serving my 1 month notice at my current job. I start in 2 more weeks. Actually, less than 2 weeks. That's major because I'm like going through such a big change in my life. And I know a lot of people out there might think like, oh, you're just starting a new job. No, because like I had, that was the current job that I'm in right now. It's my first big girl job, right? So the transition going to another job, which is corporate, currently I'm working startup, so the next job that I'm working will be in corporate. It's scary. It's scary because it's like something that I've never done in my life before, and it's going to be a big change, not just in terms of my career, but lifestyle wise. So I'm really nervous about that, and I'm still adjusting. Yes. If you don't mind me referring to my journal. So I wrote this entry 8th July. The previous page, I dated it 7th May. So I didn't journal for 2 months. Can you imagine how much anxiety that have accumulated for the amount of time that I didn't do these things, like journal or do YouTube and stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, I wrote. It's been 2 months since I wrote something. Here's the breakdown of what had happened 2 months back. First, I resigned from my job. I got an offer to work at a corporate job, which is crazy. I finished a book recently, and I was in a 3-month reading slump, which is crazy because, reading has been like one of my favorite hobbies. Like whenever I'm not doom scrolling, I like to read. So when I'm not reading, I'm doom scrolling, and doom scrolling is a sign of like a freeze. I'm like in a freeze state, which is like I'm just trying to pass time without actively being present in like the activities that I do, and doom scrolling is really good at that because I can doom scroll and a blink 3 hours has passed and then I sleep and then repeat it all over again. So reading 3 months, and then I think when like a few weeks after I was told that I got an offer at the corporate job, I was like, hey, I haven't gotten into reading for such a long time. And it was so scary to me to read because like I put like a lot of pressure on myself for not reading because, for the longest time also I've been doing content on TikTok about reading, going to libraries, book content, and I haven't been doing that at all. So obviously I felt kind of guilty and shameful about it. And I was just like, why would I even read again? It's not like I'm going to finish the book, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, it was kind of hard for me to pick up a book again. It kind of like reassured myself that you're just reading, bro. Like, do not take it seriously. If you don't like it, stop reading. If you like it, then read. So it's more so like I treated myself more kindly. Just read a few pages, and if you read it, then it's fine. If you don't, it's fine. I started kind of like dissociating or detaching myself from like those negative feelings about reading, and I finished the book. I finished The Flowers of Algernon, if I'm not mistaken. And then after that, I read this book, The Possessed, by Elif Batuman. I don't know how to pronounce her name. The Possessed, Adventures with Russian Books and the People Who Read Them. She wrote Either Or and The Idiot. surprising thing is, I've never read those two books because those two books are more famous. This one is more so like her academic pursuits. So she's really into Russian literature, and I got this as a gift, by the way. So I was like, hey, why not? And I just read it. But unfortunately, I did not enjoy it, so I did not finish it. Once again, embracing the whole if I don't like to read it, then it's fine kind of mindset. I read it halfway, and I was forcing myself to read the rest of it, but I genuinely did not like it. I was just like, okay, let's just move on to the next book, because I think if I had this perfectionist mindset, I might go into a reading slump again, like, I swear, because like I was reading this halfway and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so hard for me to finish it. And then like I think I took like a week to read it, and I was halfway, and I'm usually like a fast reader, and I was like, okay, you need to stop being such a perfectionist. If you don't enjoy it, just stop reading it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop being in denial, and I'm just gonna DNF it. So I did, and then now I'm moving on to the next book, which is this one, Nausea. Also, if my cat is winking, it's because I think she has cat herpes. I'm gonna bring her to the vet tomorrow, but she's not winking for the sake of winking. I think she's having like an eye flare moment right now, so please excuse her. She's so cute. Anyways, Nausea. I am currently reading like a quarter of it, like here. It's a book about existentialism. I need to read more to form an opinion about this. But yes, major milestone, guys. 2 months of me being anxious, 2 months of me being insane and crazy, and then now I'm already starting to get back into the routines and starting to get back into like things that I enjoy doing, which is great, awesome. I started keeping track of my dreams, which is crazy because I don't usually do that, and I have really insane dreams. It's just related to something that has been consuming my mind for the past few weeks. I dreamt about this mutual I had on TikTok. Basically, let's just say that this dream is so vivid that I remember it until now. Because, dreams come and go, right? But this dream, I remember it until now. And I think I had this dream like 3 weeks ago. I have never met this person in my life, okay? I've never met this person, never touched, never smelled, never interacted personally. I dreamt that this person, not just me dreaming about this person, okay? I can smell this person. When the person touched my shoulder, I can feel it. Did I say I can smell them? Because I can smell them, like the perfume. I can feel the squeeze when they squeezed my shoulders. I vividly remember how they stood when we stood side by side. I remember how they felt like skin to skin. It's insane. It's insane. How can you brain what? Are you listening to this? How can your brain do things like that anyways, part of me thinks that the reason why I dreamt about this is because like I deeply crave for human connection. And it's like normal, right? To like crave for human connection because we're social animals, and I find it very, very difficult to connect with to a lot of people actually, and it's only certain people that I truly feel connected with. I would crave for the instant deep connection. And I'm not saying that I want something without working towards it. I want something that feels easy to do. Because when you have a connection with somebody, you don't have to overanalyze what they think. You don't have to wonder if they interpret their words in this manner or that manner. You don't have to second guess what they mean, because I do that a lot with a lot of people, right? So there are only certain people where it's so easy because I can say one thing and they say that thing and we just get it immediately, and I don't have to worry about it. I actually, most of my close friends are like that. It's easy to be friends with them. I guess the human connection that I really crave, Like I don't know. I'm still trying to like understand it. I'm still trying to figure it out. If anybody else dreams the same dream that I had, and you know what you're going through, please let me know, because I don't know what the fuck I am going through right now. I just know that I really want to be able to connect with somebody. Maybe I need a new friend, I don't know. Which, hey, I don't really go out that often. And if I do go out, it's usually with the same people, right? And I recently, like, a mutual texted me on TikTok. She was like, hey, let's go out, or like let's hang out or something. I rarely get messages like that, especially from mutuals. And okay, let's also say this thing. I receive a lot of DMs about people wanting to be my friend, and then I go to their page and they're private or they have no post. First of all, if you have gone through my content, you know I am really scared of being perceived by other people, right? If you want to be my friend and I can't see who you are, I have a reason to be scared and, you know, like iffy about it, because I'm sharing a part of myself. Why aren't you sharing a part of yourself? Why would I trust you to be my friend? I don't know. That's really weird, because it's like, it's a give and take, right? And I've always been like open with making friends online, because most of my friends that I've met are online, from online. Anyways, yeah, I follow this girl because she's like really, we have some mutuals together. She's also a really great dancer, and I've always wanted to learn how to dance, and I find her like really, really good at dancing, and I don't know, I just really, the vibes were immaculate. Love that. I was like, oh yeah, okay, sure, like let's go out. And then the following week I asked her out and we went out, and oh my god, it was an eye-opening experience, because the human connection thing, like I really enjoyed doing new things. We found out so many things about each other, and like how she was classmates with my ex, and then apparently she had a friend, and then that friend happened to be my other ex's best friend, and it's like a whole fucking multiverse shit going on. And I was like, what the heck, what a coincidence. And I had so much fun, and I was supposed to go back home right after I hung out with her, but she was like, hey, we're gonna go karaoke. And this was like at 1 a.m. and she was asking like, hey, do you want to go? We can go, like, let's go. And then I was like, you know, fuck it, let's just go. So I eventually went, and yeah, it was so much fun. That's the kind of human connection experiences that I want. It's like things that go out of my daily routine. I think it's also because of my job, because of how stable everything is. I want to like kind of get out of my shell. Oh yes, I made my Instagram account public. Right. That was really difficult, because for the longest time I kept it private, just because I had a lot of personal, I wouldn't say personal, but I'm more vulnerable on my Instagram, because I post my journal prompts there, my inner thoughts, like my captions are more it's a more accurate reflection of my life. I was a bit wary with like strangers and like what they might think about that, or I don't know, like I was just a bit scared. Also because if I wanted to have connection with people, like I shouldn't be scared to be vulnerable, right? I shouldn't be scared to reach out to people. I shouldn't be, because sometimes like fear really stops me from my potential. I feel like fear is like the reason why I haven't reached my max potential, and it's the reason why I'm always like stuck in this place like wanting more. So I was like, okay, let's make my IG account public. And guess what? Nothing really happened. It's like, which is good by the way, because like for the longest time I was scared like, oh, I don't know, I have a lot of fear in me actually. Like I know it may not seem like it, but I'm scared about a lot of things. Like I'm scared about stalkers, I'm scared about people with ill intentions, right? But I feel like that fear really, like I said, even though those are genuine fear, but as long as you take accountable measures, like I'm sure it will be fine. So when I made it public, nothing happened. Like everything is normal. And maybe something good came out of it, you know, somebody saw my post and somebody thought that, you know, what I said resonated with them and they feel more seen. So I feel like there are more pros to outweigh the cons, right? And then I recently got a cat. Her name is Chibi, Chibi. She's so cute. I got her from the shelter. I just feel like it's a reflection of the point of my life right now where I want a companion and I'm at a stable, also because I got my corporate job and, you know, I get that corporate money, so I felt more comfortable providing for a cat, because boy, the vet costs are not cheap. Because I feel like she's a shelter cat, so there's a lot of things that I might have to be ready for. Because, for example, I think she has symptoms of herpes. She got ear mites. She's not vaccinated, so I gotta vaccinate her. So things like that, that I am currently preparing for. Other than that, about content creation, I don't want to force myself to, or like commit too much in doing it, because I feel like the natural thing is to just do it whenever I do feel like it. That's the best way forward, because I don't want to, like I said, like I know I'm a very disciplined person, and sometimes being disciplined really, it can be a double-edged sword, because discipline can get shit done, or it can completely burn you out. And I'm not saying that I was burned out doing content, but I guess when I couldn't do it for 1 week, I like beat myself up, and then I don't post for 2 weeks, and then I get really shameful, and I don't post for 3 weeks, and then that cycle continues. So I feel like maybe if I just no strings attached, post whenever I want, that will start to kind of like kickstart my journey again. I don't know. For example, on my TikTok, because it was hard for me to do talking head videos, like sitting down and talking and stuff like that, it was easier just for me to like post outfit videos, which also to say, people are noticing that I've started to change up my style, which is I've been starting to dress up more feminine, also to prepare for my corporate era. But yeah, and also I was talking to a friend the other day, and I realized how much I like people's skills. Like, I freaking hate the fact that I have to do small talk or initiate conversations or like maintain friendships. I know, it's bad. I'm a really bad friend, and I think anybody who's watching this, my ex-friends, people who fucking hate me for not replying the text, like, I 100% agree. I'm working on it. I'm really working on it, and maybe I'll do a separate video for this. I know, it's like, if you're a good friend, by the way, if you're a good friend, watching this video and be like, oh, great, the bad friend wants to make a video about how fucking miserable her life is. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm just saying what I feel, okay? God forbid somebody feels like shit. God forbid somebody doesn't grow up in a healthy family, and God forbid that somebody doesn't know how to make friends since they were a child, okay? God forbid that mommy and daddy didn't teach me how to talk to girls, and mommy and daddy didn't teach me how to maintain friendships, okay? God forbid that I'm trying to learn that at the age of 20. I'm not gonna expose my age, but God forbid, okay? I am learning. I think the realization that I needed to work on my people skills already kind of like fucking revelation, because people still don't understand that, right? I have to admit, when it comes to kindness, empathy, patience, being soft-spoken, that is, I'm far from that, right? I'm not proud of it. I'm just saying as it is, and I've been trying to work on it with my friends, with people around me. I'm trying to lean more towards like giving people gifts, texting people, updating people about my life. Just a few hours ago, I texted my friend saying that I got a cat, and I think she appreciated that update. She's like, "Oh my god, Nabila texted me something." She cares about our friendship. You know, sometimes people want to hear that, and I had to learn that the hard way. So, yes, yeah, I'll make a video about it. Hopefully, it's all about forgiveness in here. It's all about peace. It's about excuse me.